Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Akanksha Chopra, Associate Professor at School of Computer Applications in BVD University. Today we will be discussing on data link layer line discipline methodology. This is the first part of data link control protocols. So if we talk about the functions of data link layer, there are three major functions. The first one is a line discipline, that how exactly the flow of data will be there, what exact frames will be going, how exactly the link will be created, who will be sending the frame first. This will be decided. Then the second one is a flow control, how much amount of data is to be sent from a sender side to the receiver side, that will be decided. And the last one is an error control. If by chance any of the frame is produced with an error, then how to control it and how to detect the error. These are the three major functions of data link layer. So data transmission is basically the physical layer which will be moving the bits in the form of a signal from the source to the destination in a data. If we talk about the framing concept, framing is a very important characteristic of data link layer in which a single raw bits which are flown from the physical layer are converted into three sections known as a frame, wherein the first section is known as the header, second is known as the data, and third is known as the trailer of that particular frame. Data link controls are of three major types which we just discussed. The first is a line discipline category. So we have two categories here, inquiry and acknowledgement and poll and select. If we talk about inquiry and acknowledgement, it is basically done between sender and receiver, where the communication is absolutely peer-to-peer. Where the communication first is decided. So if a sender wants to send the data, the sender will be sending an ENQ frame from the sending side to the receiving side. If the receiver is available, he will send a positive acknowledgement as an ACK frame shown in the diagram. After that, a connection will be established. Then the sender can send the data frame, and until and unless a acknowledgement is received from the receiver end, the sender will not send another data frame. So the first data is going, then an acknowledgement is received, then the second data frame, another acknowledgement is received. This process continues till the sender transfers the entire data, and at the end, sender has to close this particular communication, this connection. So he will send an EOT, that is known as an end of transmission frame, to terminate this particular line discipline concept. The second method is a poll and select discipline. It basically occurs where the primary and secondary or a master-slave relationship is there, wherein one device is primary, the main server, and others are all the client associated and attached on the channel. Then it will actually decide that who has the right to the channel. So in wherein the primary has to send the data to the secondary devices, primary will directly select that particular secondary device as shown in this figure. For example, primary wants to have a connection with the secondary device number 3. It will directly send an SEL, select frame, towards the secondary device number 3, and an acknowledgement will be received from the other end. Then the primary will start sending the data, and for each corresponding data frame, secondary device number 3 will send an acknowledgement, and as the primary wants to terminate the connection, it will terminate the connection with the device number 3. In case wherein primary gives the selection towards who will be sending the data in the hands of secondary devices, primary will be sending a poll frame towards the secondary devices. That means, for example, secondary number A, B, and C, all the three are ready to transmit the frame at the same time. If they transmit the frames at the same time, then all the three frames will not reach the destination and might be a cause of a collision. In that case, the frames will be lost and it will not reach the destination. So in that case, primary creates a poll frame. It sends it individually to all the three devices. If the devices are ready to transmit, they will send the data, and accordingly primary will reply with the positive acknowledgement. If the secondary devices have nothing to send, they will send an NAK frame, which is also known as a negative acknowledgement. That simply indicates that they are not ready or they do not have a frame to be sent. So this is how the primary does a selection or sends a frame towards the secondary devices in a select and poll method. Thank you.